goes into the whole critical race theory being taught and how there are so many people that are fighting against it being taught because
but it's in law school.
It's in law school. That's number one.
In elementary.
Yeah.
But the Republicans are now like using this as a thing
because they can't use Blue Lives Matter. They can't use some of the things that they were using prior to January 6th.
Right.
Because they debunked that theory. So now they're trying to use everything that they possibly can to stay in that power of, we can't let this turn into the nigger country,
right,
or the other country.
Right.
So because of the historical nature of the white female tears, let's unpack that.
Okay.
From Rosewood, from Tulsa,
Emmett Till,
from Emmett, Tulsa, she didn't actually press charges, but she screamed and cried and ran away.
But it's the
yeah.
It's the
so
it's the cycle.
Then you have D.W. Griffith and Birth of a Nation, and him putting out that narrative that the big black man is going to come and try to ravage your women and your children. When historically, if you want to go to facts and not go to what you now think of, if you want to go to statistics about the amount of black women and children and men that were murdered and raped by white people, then the scale is a little unbalanced, Lucy. But because of the fact that D.W. Griffith started this whole thing with media, showing you a black-faced man, because it wasn't even a black man in the movie, because he didn't even, you know what I'm saying? And this white blonde-haired lady throwing herself off the cliff to get away from this black man. This has been perpetuated throughout history, when history proves that it has always been the opposite, okay? We're protesting for our lives to matter. We're protesting the deaths of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. The list goes on and on and on. Y'all are protesting your simple president saying that the election was stolen.
All the statistics, the experts said
some of which he put in office. So everybody is right, and everybody is a patriot as long as they're co-signing his foolishness. But the minute they turn away from anything that he has said, he is still talking about the election was stolen. It's going to be November again.
He was still speaking about Hillary's
emails,
and he was in the White House, and it's just like, you won. Like, and get over it.
It baffles me that people really believe what he is saying. We're from New York. We know this dude is a straight.
He was not liked in New York.
He's a straight cornball. We don't like him up here. True New Yorkers, we don't like him up here.
No.
We know the type of dude he is. And then we didn't vote for him.
Right, he lost New York.
His own home state. That's when you know something wrong. If you came from a spot and even your own people
don't like you,
kinsmen don't want you in there. So, the moral of this story, ladies and gentlemen, is education. It starts with education. It starts with knowing who you are, knowing the truth about who you are. There are people in New Jersey that literally, I forgot the name of the group. Sean, you probably know.
Ooh.
That went and took over a lady's house because they said that they was not of this land and they did not adhere to the rules and regulations and the laws of this land. I forgot who they was, but they went and took over a lady's house and blockaded themselves in.
They changed her locks in New Jersey.
Jersey.
What is going on in Jersey?
Girl.
But I mean, I'm sorry. I think for me, the thing that aggravates me the most is the end part. It's the white tears and the fake ass apology. Like, I'm not racist. I'm not these things.
I have black friends.
I have, oh my gosh.
I have black neighbors.
I have white friends. And
so yeah, exactly.
So,
and I've never ever called any of my white friends honkies.
Yeah, exactly.
I never. What's some of the other terms that they would?
Some cracker, if that's
never.
No, because we know that it's a derogatory term. So I cannot. The video of her. It's when she first knelt down.
That's when I was just like, what the?
For them laying on the floor and the pointing thing, totally. But it was I am going to shrink myself to show that I am the
helpless little lamb.
And she was nowhere near her. I'm like, you could see
me. She's recording me.
But the fact that the person that worked in the store
did not
told Ejioma to just walk away, just leave her alone, so why is it that she was the one
that had to? Yeah.
Why wasn't this chick on the floor?
That was literally
and crying.
That was literally being very disruptive.
Why wasn't she asked to leave? Why wasn't she then called out? And now Victoria's Secret issues a statement, but that's only because they got
put on
they got pressure.
And I don't know what happened with the police department, but the police department didn't even want to see her video. The video that she had of the incident. They didn't even want to see Ejioma's video. So this is a problem. And, we come on here on a weekly basis and we're laughing and we're passionate about certain things. But it's just
exhausting.
We're not given the opportunity to be human.
It's tiring.
We're not given the opportunity to be soft and be women and to just, to have the regular emotions that everyone else has. We don't have that luxury. And when you say, I'm not racist, this is not white privilege, yes, you don't have to think about that.
Right.
We do.
Right.
We have to teach our children. We have to teach our families what to do in a situation. And if you feel like you're in a compromising situation, pull out your phone just to have, proof. If somebody comes and tries to blame you or show or tell something on you that's a lie. When something goes missing, oh, she must have stolen it. I don't want your stuff.
I got my own.
I got my own.
But the fact that all she was trying to do
is get her free pair of panties. Because she spent a certain amount of money in Victoria's
Secret. Right.
And see, it's sad because, we like to have nice things. We like to look nice. We like to treat ourselves.
Right.
Victoria's Secret has always been synonymous with, being feminine and girly.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not even given the respect of being a woman.
Right.
First.
No, she's seen as a threat.
Oh, well, just stop recording. Hell no. Hell no. Because you already shown me who you are, Miss Manager or Miss Store Clerk, whoever you are.
Right.
I'm not going to stop recording.
Right.
And there is a repetitive narrative in this country, and it continues to be spewed by every pundit, by every I stopped watching news because it's just like, you don't want to take responsibility for the sins that you have under your belt and that you continue to perpetuate up until this day.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't act like we're just happy to be here, I'm just happy to be here, I'm patriotic. No, there's nothing more patriotic than trying to hold people accountable to the things that they have done and being better after it. Don't tell me to kumbaya and you still trying to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Jews will not replace us. We Jewish. Ashkenazi, that is.
I knew you was gonna throw that in there somewhere.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
So we got a double entendre going on.
We have done our ancestry. So I just want
we've done our ancestry. This ain't Elizabeth Warren telling stories.
Yes, no. We know who we are.
But yet you talk about reparations. It's just like, huh? Reparations for what? I didn't own slaves. Black people have been at a disadvantage in this country from
the beginning of time.
The 1619.
Since the beginning of time. And I mean, it's exhausting. It's tiring. It's just every time I see a post, the first thing I say is, here we go again. Mm-hmm. And then I'm saying, well, thank God it didn't end,
and and somebody having to lose their life.
Right. But the camera thing, think about Central Park Karen. Mm-hmm. Think about Hotel
Hotel Karen.
Hotel Karen.
Literally
tackling
the boy. Our boys are not. He was a boy.
A boy. Our
boys are not given the opportunity to be boys. Our girls are not given the opportunity to be girls. People talked about the show Them on Amazon Prime Video, mm-hmm. saying that it was what do they call scary movies?
A horror or
they called
thriller.
It. Yeah, they called it.
Other two.
They called it
horror or thriller.
A black horror porn, because they said that it was something that consistently showed the horrors that we've had to deal with, mm-hmm. and that this was back in the right after Jim Crow. Everybody trying to flee from Jim Crow South, and mm-hmm. then coming up to California trying to get a better life for their family. And that was back then, and we're still dealing with the same things now in 2021. Yes. We are at the 46th president of the United States.
Yes.
One of them out of 46 was black.
One. And the vice president.
And the first vice president, one. So when you say that there's no racism.
First woman.
Yeah, first woman. When you say that there's no racism and that we're all equal, I don't see color.
Well, like D.L. Hughley said, if you don't see color, how is it you know how to point out the black person when it comes time to blame somebody?
Because it's all of this melanin going on here, and I love it. Okay?
Yes.
We, like Shauna said, we did our ancestry. We're almost 26% European.
Yes.
And I can honestly tell you that I know none of my white family.
No.
No. And they haven't reached out to me on on those apps to say, hey, cousin. I haven't gotten that. Have they reached out to you?
No, because they would have to go through you first.
True.
So they know they have not reached out to me. No.
Very true. So what's your moral of the story here, Shay Shay?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It's tiring. It's exhausting. You know, but on the flip side, Black people are some of the most creative people on the planet, and they will turn something,
A painful
a
experience.
painful something, into something that brings you joy. And the internet has been bringing me joy.
Undefeated. Y'all making up these memes and these TikTok videos and these reels. OM to the G.
It brings me joy to see that.
My entire life I've got my entire life after these situations.
Yes, yes.
If you have white friends, you know, white family members that still are spewing that nonsense, there's certain books that you can read out there.
True.
That will enlighten them.
Right.
And it might frighten them at first. But you know what?
Do you really believe? Like, do they really believe that their history is perfect? Like, do they really believe that, even though, again, this has nothing to do with those who are here now, but do they really believe with the Confederate flag and the Confederate soldiers and slavery and Jim Crow? And do they really believe that their record is perfect? Or do they know that their record is scarred and they want to protect it them at all costs?
By any means necessary. Well, that's why when you said that, you know, people were trying to say that Abigail was mentally ill.
I got a problem with that. I really struggle. Then again, because I don't want to put that on mental illness,
but in my opinion,
fragility.
In my opinion, and I am no MD, right. I ain't got no license
yes, you are not
in the mind, but in my opinion, white supremacy is a form of mental illness. Because you can't be in your right mind and you think up these things. You can't be in your right mind. You can't go to such a rich continent like Africa and you say that we the ones that are savages and you kill, steal, rape.
Yes, well, that can also be used here. Like,
I'm just saying, but it started.
You can't see January 6th.
But you see how they changed that narrative real quick?
Definitely.
They were just hurt. They were hurt. They're patriots that were hurt by the election. By the election, by the results of the election.
You lost.
They were going to, or attempting to hang the vice president.
So how is that
But
He
they
was
were
on the
patriots.
ticket.
And the fact that Mike Pence has not come out and said that these mofos,
because he wants to, I think he wants to run. So
but
the
do you see
fear,
how people change their stance on what's right for politics?
the fear is that if they go against Trump,
they're gonna
they'll
lose.
Mm-hmm. But what they fail to realize is the thing is Black and Latinx people, we know our power. We know what happens
when we come out.
We vote. So now they are going to do everything in their power to stop us from voting because they know that the tide has changed. There are more people of color now, and they will soon be the minority. And they are scared as hell.
They're going to continue to try to stay
in power.
However, there's a lot that needs to be changed within the system because the system it can't be fixed. Because this ain't a system that was made for all of us. And we can't make a system work for us that wasn't made to. Like you got to dismantle and then rebuild. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's another conversation for another day.
A foolish man builds his house upon the sand.
Ha!
Just, it fit.
My God. My God. Any closing remarks?
We as a people, as Black people, are strong, and I know sometimes that it gets weary. It does. And I just say to all of us, speak to someone. I think it is okay to sometimes not be okay. With COVID and the pandemic and then being home, what's been going on in the world, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, whose killers who has still
chilling. They still chilling.
Because we are home, we now have the access to everything. So to see these things over and over again, we just have to know when to unplug. And when
that's what I had to do.
You have to at times because it's a lot.
It was bad.
It's a lot. You can't. It's just like a never ending thing. And it's just like, I cannot sit here anymore. Like, I'm done. I have to just unplug. So I say to us, take care of you and do what you need to do for your own health and sanity.
Yeah. Because if you don't, nobody else will.
I know that's right.
They just be at your funeral saying, he was a good.
Right.
Take
care of you. They say, put your own oxygen mask on first.
That's right. Educate yourself, people.
Yes.
No, because even though we've been going through a lot, there has definitely been a shift in what we've been doing.
Definitely.
Like you said, the pandemic has shown us, certain things. But during the pandemic, we realized what was essential and what wasn't. We realized that we deserved every and anything that others have gotten.
That's right.
Sometimes without merit. And we're moving into businesses, we're moving into homes, we're moving into ownership and finance. This is the time that we need to continue to try to strive, not even even try to strive. This is the time that we need to continue to do what we got to do for us and build our own.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though the love of money is the root of all evil, money does answer all things. You just can't be obsessed with the joint.
Yes.
So get this money, get this education, not necessarily having to go and sit down at somebody's desk. Read a book. If you don't want to read, Audible is always there.
That is true.
You know? And just do what you got to do to make the lives of yourself and your family better. Thank you to my Sissy Shana. I am Kaya, and this is the condensed episode of Between
Just Me and You.
Ooh, baby. Do-do-do.
Just the two of us. Okay. That was the last one.
I can't. Peace out.